The playoffs haven't officially started, but for some teams, it's already over. They just don't know it yet. Every year we act surprised when certain teams flame out. But if you look at the numbers, really look at them, you'll see the warning signs were there the whole time. The NBA playoffs might feel unpredictable, but the truth is, they usually follow the same script, and over the last 35 years, it's been brutally consistent. Teams that don't hit certain marks, they don't make the finals. They don't win championships. They don't stand a chance. So this year, we're not waiting around for the second round to weed them out. We're doing it now. We're taking the 16 playoff teams, running them through the numbers, and cutting the ones that history says can't go the distance. No hot takes, no upsets, just data. By the end of this video, we'll be left with the teams that actually have a shot. Let's get started. If you want to make the NBA Finals, there's a bar you have to clear. And over the last 3.5 decades, it's been pretty clear where that bar is. In the modern NBA era, no team has reached the finals without meeting 4 simple thresholds. First, at least 44 wins. You don't need to dominate the league, but you can't just sneak in. 44 is the floor. Second, your margin of victory can't be negative. You've got to outscore your opponents across the season. Technically, minus 0.32 is the floor, but that happened one time. All 71 other teams have been positive. That doesn't mean every game's a blowout, but you can't be getting blown out either. Third, you need a positive net rating. If you're not outscoring teams overall, you're not going far. And finally, you've got to be great somewhere. Either a top 10 offense and we're a top 10 defense. One elite unit, that's all it takes. If you're missing even one of those, history says you're already out. Let's apply the first filter, margin of victory. The line is set at negative 0.32. That's the lowest margin of victory a finals team has ever had, and this year, every team clears it. Nobody's getting blown out. Not consistently anyway. So, for now, everyone's still in it. Next up, net rating. Below 0, history says you're not going anywhere. And with a net rating of negative 0.08, the Orlando Magic are our first cut. Now, let's check wins. 44 or more is the magic number. It's not just about making the playoffs. It's about proving you can win consistently. With only 37 wins, the Miami Heat will not be making a 2023 style random finals run. Just 2 teams have been eliminated at this point, but that's about to change. Finally, the last test. Top 10 in offense or defense. You've got to be dangerous on at least one end of the floor. And if you're not, you're just not built for June. This eliminates the Milwaukee Bucks, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Detroit Pistons. And that's it. Just like that, we've already eliminated 5 teams out of the bracket. Here's who's left. The Thunder, the Clippers, the Rockets, the Celtics, the Timberwolves, the Warriors, the Cavaliers, the Grizzlies, the Knicks, the Pacers, and the Nuggets. These teams made the finals cut. They've met the minimum standard to be taken seriously, but the key word there is minimum. Next, we raise the bar. Making the finals is one thing, but winning them, that's a whole different standard. So, since 1989, every NBA champion, outside of shortened seasons, had to meet a tougher set of requirements. The margins get thinner, the expectations get higher, and the list gets shorter. To win it all, a team needs at least 47 wins, a margin of victory above, plus 2.12, a net rating of 2.25 or better, and either a top 7 offense or a top 8 defense. You don't need to dominate both sides of the ball, but you do need to be elite somewhere. So we're running the test again, and this time, maybe some real names are about to fall. Let's start with win total. 47 is the baseline. That knocks out no one. Everyone's still in and still safe, for now. Next, margin of victory. We're looking for teams that don't just win, they do it decisively. The line is plus 2.12. Again, that eliminates nobody. Everyone that's left is still safe. Now, let's check net rating. Same group, if you're under 2.25, you're gone. But this time, everyone clears that bar. And finally, elite units. Maybe now we can actually cut a few more teams. To participate in the finals, you need a top 10 offense or a top 10 defense. But if you want to win the finals, you need a top 7 offense or a top 8 defense. If you're not doing either, you're not holding the trophy. And we finally get to eliminate another team. The Indiana Pacers finished the regular season ranked 9th on offense and 14th on defense. And just like that, we're down to 10 teams. 10 teams that can win the finals, and it wouldn't be unprecedented. The pretenders are gone. What's left? Actual contenders. But the numbers aren't done talking because 10 teams are too many. We're going to take this even further because even among the so-called contenders, they have a probability problem. Okay. We've cut the teams that didn't meet the minimum standards. We've cut the teams that didn't meet the championship standards. Now, we cut the teams that history just doesn't trust. Because when you study the last 35 years of playoff basketball, you start to see something, even among the good teams, and some of them almost never win. Let's start with EPI, the Elite Performance Index. It's a combined score of win percentage, margin of victory, offensive and defensive ranks, and net rating. 100 is average, 150 is dominant, and if you're under 70, you're swimming against the current. Since 1989, only 12 out of 72 finals teams had an EPI below 70. That's just 16.7%. And only 3 of those 12 actually ended up winning the chip. Not impossible, but very unlikely. This year, that knocks out the Warriors, the Nuggets, and the Knicks. Next, let's talk net rating. Only 9 finals teams in that same 35-year span made it with a net rating below +4. Just 12.5% of them. That's a red flag. But this time, all the remaining teams clear it. Barely, in a few cases, yeah, but they're safe. Now let's check win total, 50 wins or more. It's not a hard rule, but it's a strong trend. In the last 72 final spots, only 4 teams made it with fewer than 50 wins. The 99 Knicks, the 23 Miami Heat, the 95 Rockets, and the 03 Nets. That's just 5.5%. This year, that's the end of the road for the Timberwolves and Grizzlies. 2 good teams, but the numbers just don't support a deep run. And now, the big one, seeding. This is where things get brutal. Since 1989, only 1 team has won the title from a seed worse than 3rd. 1, not including shortened seasons or the bubble. Only 1 8 seed has made the finals, only 1 5 seed, only 3 4 seeds. That's it. So if you're not a top 3 seed, history says your run ends early. This year, that eliminates the Clippers. So what are we left with? Only the teams that meet every standard, clear every bar, and still have the odds on their side. Just a few names remain, and we're about to figure out who's really built to finish the job. After everything, all the filters, all the stats, all the history, we're down to 4 teams: the Houston Rockets, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Boston Celtics. Let's start in the West. OKC versus Houston. Now this isn't close. The Thunder aren't just the number 1 seed. They're on a historic run. They won 68 games. They had the highest margin of victory in league history. And their EPI, a jaw-dropping 148.3. Houston's had a great year, but their EPI sits at just 73.03. That's a gap of 75.27. And to be clear, that would make it the biggest upset in conference finals history. The second biggest playoff upset of all time, only the 1994 Nuggets over the Sonics was bigger. Can it happen? Sure it can. But history gives it almost no chance. OKC moves on. Now, to the East, Boston versus Cleveland. 2 elite teams, 2 deep rosters, 2 of the top 3 EPIs in the league. This is the coin flip. Boston has the experience. They're the defending champs, but Cleveland has the best offense in the league and a top 10 defense to go with it. This one's going 7, but when it's this close and the margins are razor thin, we lean on what we've seen before. Give me Boston in 7. After all the cuts, after the filters, the benchmarks, the historical red flags, only a handful of teams are left standing. And at the top of that list, 2 names, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Boston Celtics. One team is trying to defend their crown. The other is putting together one of the most dominant regular seasons in modern history. Let's break it down. Oklahoma City, the biggest EPI gap in the field by far. They don't just beat teams, they overwhelm them. On paper, this might be one of the best teams ever. But then there's Boston, the defending champs, a team that knows exactly what it takes to get through 4 rounds. And they've been here before. Sure, their EPI is lower this year, but that's part of the pattern. Every repeat champion since 1989 posted a lower EPI the second time around. Except for the 16 Warriors, they coast, they rest, they wait for the games that matter. And this year, they might have done it again. So what's the gap? On the stat sheet, Oklahoma City has a 30-point EPI edge. It's massive. Historically speaking, they should be the clear favorite, but when you factor in championship experience, that 30-point gap starts to shrink. OKC has the home court advantage, but I think it's still a coin flip. If Boston does beat OKC, it'll be the fourth largest EPI upset in modern NBA history. So, Boston, Oklahoma City, the new Kings versus the defending ones. If it goes the distance, and it probably will, Game 7 is in Oklahoma City, but as a Thunder fan myself, right now, I'm leaning Boston to go back-to-back, to run it back, to become the first repeat champion in over half a decade. And if they do, they'll prove that sometimes experience still beats dominance. So there you have it. From 16 playoff teams to one final matchup, and maybe, just maybe, the next repeat champion. If the numbers hold, Boston's going back-to-back. If they don't, it'll be one of the greatest runs we've ever seen. Either way, history's about to be rewritten. Thanks for watching. If you liked this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and check out the other videos on the channel. I'll be covering every round, every upset, and every matchup as we go. I love you guys, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.